Hello everybody and welcome back to the lab. We've got a good one for you today. We're going to be comparing the Isle of Rima's brand new DEINOSUCHUS with the Path of Titans SARCOSUCHUS. So let's bring down the screen and let's get into it. But don't forget, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you found this video enjoyable or helpful, please consider subscribing. So first things first, what do we know about the DEINOSUCHUS? What do we know about the SARCOSUCHUS? So let's start with the mechanics. We know that the DEINOSUCHUS has three types of attack. One is the water lunge, where it comes out of the water, drags something in, tries to drown it. The other one is the ground lunge, which is kind of the same, except it's on land. And the third one is just a normal attack. Now the SARCOSUCHUS has only got one attack, which is a snap jaw. So that's two major differences there. So that the DEINOSUCHUS has an extra two attacks, the SARCOSUCHUS only has the one. So next we move on to the animations. Now you've got the DEINOSUCHUS and the SARCOSUCHUS. They're both semi-aquatics. So we'll start off with the water side, then we'll go into the land side. So the DEINOSUCHUS feels very fluid in the water, swims like a croc, and the SARCOSUCHUS is very similar. Again, feels very fluid in the water. They both feel very, very good. They both feed off fish, so the DEINOSUCHUS can hunt two types of fish in a Rima, and the SARCOSUCHUS can also hunt fish. Personally, I found that the SARCOSUCHUS had an easier time catching the fish than the DEINOSUCHUS. Now, the DEINOSUCHUS in the water, though, does have a dash ability, which the SARCOSUCHUS doesn't have. So that DEINOSUCHUS can then push right-click when you're in the water, which dashes and brings it up to maximum speed immediately. So there's no more of this waiting round to get up the top speed. It's there immediately, which you'd see in the wild as well. The SARCOSUCHUS, on the other hand, doesn't have anything like that. Now also, the Dino has a lunge ability in the water. So if you are on the riverbed or riverbank, it can lunge out, grab prey, drag it back in and try and drown it. The SARCOSUCHUS doesn't have anything like that, only a standard attack. So now we move on to the land part of things. So the Dino itself on land feels very weighty. The animations move like a croc, especially when you run as well. It hasn't got that gallop animation like the SARCOSUCHUS does in Path of Titans, because the Path of Titans does feel weighty, but it does feel off. The animations look more like a dog because the SARCOSUCHUS tail seems to whip around when in reality it shouldn't do that because it's a muscle. So it looks rather silly that it wraps around. Again, that it's good physics, but it doesn't look very good. And the way it arches its back and runs like a dog is, in my opinion, not as good as the way the DEINOSUCHUS moves, which moves slow and steady, much like a crawl like a croc does. So that's my comparison there. Both have very large turn arc, well, not large turn arcs, but they turn very slowly on a dime, and their stamina drains extremely quickly on land, which is what you expect because they're semi-aquatic and should be based in the water. Now, in regards to stats of the two, they both, quite similar. DEINOSUCHUS has a very large health pool. SARCOSUCHUS has a large health pool. They both, for example, have a strong bite. So SARCOSUCHUS has a strong bite, so does the DEINOSUCHUS. But there are some differences. The SARCOSUCHUS in water can be outdone by a Spinosaurus, and on land it can be outdone by numerous things as well. The DEINOSUCHUS, on the other hand, at the moment, it cannot be outdone in water at whatsoever. Now that's purely down to because there is no other semi-aquatics, whereas in Path of Titans they have a Spinosaurus. In the Isle of Rima they don't have any aquatics at the moment, so the DEINOSUCHUS rules absolutely everything in the water. On land, however, the DEINOSUCHUS can be a force to be reckoned with, but at the moment it's taking an absolute hammering from some Carnos and Utas. So it's a catch-22. Both have similar stats. Now, the million-dollar question: which one is better in my scientific opinion? Because I am a scientist. Which is better? Personally, I feel the DEINOSUCHUS feels a lot better, controls a lot better, looks better, and it has more mechanics. I feel it's more enjoyable playstyle than the Sarcosuchus currently in Path of Titans. Now that's not to take anything away from Path of Titans, because they also have a lovely model, but I think the DEINOSUCHUS betters it. You know, you always got to have one which is on top of the other. Doesn't mean that the Sarcosuchus is bad. It just, in my opinion, I feel the DEINOSUCHUS is better. Obviously, the DEINOSUCHUS takes 5 hours to grow, whereas the Path of Titans doesn't have growth yet, so you start as adults straight away. So, if you were looking to compare the two, my advice is DEINOSUCHUS is better. I would like to give a shout out to my 3 patrons I've currently got, which is J72 Gaming, Nuggies, and Hypo. So a massive thanks to you guys for supporting the channel. Really appreciate it and couldn't do it without you. If you did like this video, please don't forget to give it a like, and if you found it helpful or enjoyable, please consider subscribing. I've also got a Discord, so feel free to check that out. I've been Shadows, and I'll see you in the lab next time.